and welcome to another episode of King Crush Thursdays, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I'm excited to bring to you yet another amazing Black King. He happens to be a dear friend of mine. I'm so grateful for this, and honored by his friendship because he is an amazing man. He is a musician, he's an entrepreneur, he's a producer. He has worked with artists from all over the spectrum. If you're an opera singer, he worked with Denise Graves. If you are an R&B fan, he's worked with folks like Patti LaBelle and a whole bunch of other people. He's amazing. He also is an arranger, a chorister, has created an amazing chorus in Philadelphia that is having international impact. And so without further ado, I just want to introduce to you my dear friend, Dr. J. Donald Dumpson. Hi, Donald.
Hey, how are you? How are you? Dr. Valerie Gay.
I'm so good. I'm great, and I'm so glad to have you be here with us. And Donald, I say the same thing, so please bear with me at the beginning of every interview, just in case it's the first time someone is catching this, that we're building a repository of questions and answers. I ask the same 6 questions to every king that I interview, with the goal of having this repository that one day perhaps a young king can come to it. This young king may or may not have positive Black male role models in his life, that he can come and look and listen to these same questions and hear disparate men answer these questions. And perhaps he can find himself in that and find guidance in that. And then also for the rest of us who are either neither male or Black, have an opportunity to hear from men themselves in an uncensored way. I don't, as I've told you, I don't edit anything that you say. Unless you say to me, take that back, or don't include that, I don't edit. It's just your words, because we have been censored enough as a people, and I want to make sure that your voice is clearly heard in the way that you want it to be heard. And so with that, I'm so grateful you're here, and I'm going to get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
That's a very, very interesting way to start off. What does manhood mean to me? I think about it in terms of legacy building for myself. I think about it in terms of building blocks, and I think about it in terms of what will I leave behind for those who come after me. And also I would say for those who are walking with me, the children also walking with me, not behind me, walking with me on this journey. What would I leave for them? And so what would I leave behind? I hope that it's a legacy that speaks in terms of inclusion, speaks in terms of building bridges towards, I would say, more choral engagement, because my field is choral music, and this idea of the singing voice, the sounds gathering, the sounds uniting, the sounds being this force that inspires, that encourages, that I would say fosters a sense of I can go on to this next thing, whatever that thing might be, that the young boy or that young girl. I mean, I appreciate the focus being on men, but the reality is a lot of men are who they are because of the sisters who helped to pave the way. So I want to make certain that I say that. But again, in terms of what I would leave, I would hope that it's in a sense, building blocks, support, energetic encouragement to foster, allow, I would say, young people to step into the more that is possible for them. And Valerie, we talk about these types of things often. When I think about changing lives, I think about the young boy and the young girl. I think about adults whose paths are blocked. How can I play a role in helping to open up doors for them? What will I leave behind? Hopefully a lot of people who are running because I was able to be a part of their walking. That really would mean a lot. And I also hope that I can be a part of this energetic field that looks back and helps to pull people further on. I think about those who I'm inspired by. What did they leave behind? My Uncle James, who died at 103, what did he leave behind that's still in me that I'm passing on to others? What did my father leave behind that's being passed on to others? And so I hope that I'm leaving behind an energy that inspires inspiration, inspires possibility thinking, and I would say most importantly, inspires one to live more fully.
That's really beautiful. I have so much to say to that, but I won't. I want to get to the next question. So thank you, Donald. Thank you for that beautiful answer. So who and or what is important to you?
Who or what is important to me? First and foremost, in terms of importance, is God. My relationship with God is a part of that which guides me into all that I do. What's important to me, who's important to me, my friends, my family, and those who I surround myself with, those that I love, and those who care for me. What's important for me? What's important for me is giving love unconditionally, showing it in ways that help to expand, and again, goes back to that thought of the possibilities. Sometimes we have a very shallow way of thinking about who we are. And there's ways that the people in our lives can help us to be more. That's what's important to me.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Donald, how do you want us to see you?
How do I want others to see me? As someone who tried to make a difference, someone who inspired others to, I often think about and talk about this often, look at the more that is possible for them. Again, this theme of shallow thinking and expanding. I think about being a part of elevating others. I think about being a part of inspiring others to live their lives more fully. And these things go through each of these questions that you've asked so far. And what I find is that if that whole idea of lifting others, expanding their view of themselves in a world that makes people feel so small, so inadequate, so in some ways unnecessary, unneeded. And I think through this concept of community singing, bringing people together, we're able to talk about some of these things, and expansion in particular. Love, when all is said and done.
That's beautiful, Donald. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What is your epic dream?
When I think of epic dreams, I think of this concept of epic memory. And this idea of I'm doing things and don't necessarily know why. And there's a lineage that goes back to the ancestors I will never know. And in my case, it's making music born of the sounds of Africa. And my epic dream is to have music help to bring people together, to have our differences fall away. My epic dream would be that I play a role in manifesting more love in the world. I play a role in people seeing what's possible for themselves. And I will say again, what I'm learning from this discussion is that there's a real theme here for me. And this is, I'm gonna tell you, I'm discovering this in this conversation, that it is really about expansion, about elevation, about helping people be connected with the more that is possible for them. And I'm really touched that this is what's emerging for me, but this is my answer.
Yes, it's a beautiful answer. And I actually think you might have answered this next question implicitly, but I'm going to ask you explicitly, which is, Donald, who are you?
I am a man who realizes that I'm a part of a much larger force energy, that God has placed me here to do some work, that my spirit has chosen this body to try to make a difference in this world. Your spirit has chosen the beautiful body you are in, the beautiful spirit that you have. And we're all on this path. And I think the word intention kicks in really big for me. What are my intentions? Because sometimes, you will do things and you may not reach the mark, but what are your goals? What are your aspirations? And that would be a very large part of what I would say.
Got it. That's great, Donald. Thank you. So we're at question 6 already. And the question is there anything that I should have asked you that I did not? Or is there anything that you wish I'd asked you that I didn't? Like, basically, what did I miss?
How do we encourage others to serve? And what vehicles do we have available to us for this service? Mine is music. Mine is the human voice and singing. That's my particular path for service. But this concept or this idea of discerning what is your path, and on that path, what difference can you make? That would be my answer to that.
That's a great answer. Donald, thank you so much. I am so grateful for you. Clearly, you're a deep thinker, and I appreciate how encapsulated your thoughts are and ideas are. And I've just, as I long admire your work and was so grateful when I first got to meet you and work with you. Like, you're the reason I have this conducting credit on my CV of conducting 300 people at the Mann Center with Dottie people. It's like, and how you've opened doors for so many people, not the least of whom are in me. And, when I think about it, I didn't say early on in the introduction, because I was thinking about all the people that I have seen you work with and know that you've worked with. Aretha Franklin, I got a selfie with Aretha Franklin because of you, Tremaine Hawkins or Richard Smallwood or Edwin Hawkins or, all Walter Hawkins. Walter. Was it Walter or Edwin?
Edwin,
yes, Edwin Hawkins. And so many more. And there are hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, who have been connected, more deeply connected to music because of you. All different kinds of music, the elevation of Black music in the classical canon. I've learned so much about that through you and by you, and I'm so grateful. And so I honor you, Donald, my king, my dear brother, my friend. And I just encourage you to continue to grow in your own humanity, to grow in your own, as you touch other people, and as we all continue to learn and grow. That is my prayer and my wish for you. And I just thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. And I thank you for joining us today. And please stay tuned for next week for yet another interview with an amazing king to come. And if there is a king in your life that you want to highlight in this forum, please be sure to click the link below or in my bio, or DM me and nominate someone, and we'll take it from there. In the meantime, please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thanks. Thank you, Donald. That was so great. Thank you.
Okay, is it done?
Yes.